In a world of podcasts, one rises in the night to destroy them all. The elder god in an ocean of noise, the Cthulhu of the airwaves. This is Spoiler Country.
You gotta do an intro. Let's talk about stuff.
Oh, you want to do like a short talk?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't say. You said last night. I thought you said you had an idea.
No, the idea was to push record and show up. That was my idea is done. I pushed record. I showed up. You do the rest.
All right, guys. Well, welcome back to you know what? I'm going to call this a special edition of Spoiler Country because it's been a while. And it's been a while because we've had a lot of changes.
Yeah,
which is good. Good changes. Nothing bad. People gone off to their own thing, which is good. People starting new adventures, which is good. I'm looking this way because I'm looking at Johnny on my monitor. And it looks,
that's right. That's on the Zoom recording. That's how it looks. Yeah. You're looking at me. Here, I'm looking at you now.
Nice. So we're just trying to make some changes, do some things. We're going to get back to some basics, have some fun.
Yeah.
We do plan on doing a lot of more video. It's just, life happens.
and if you notice, if you're watching the video right now, you see Kenric looks beautiful, and I look like I'm on a webcam from the 90s.
Dude, it literally does.
It looks like
and I don't know if it's just because of the clarity of this camera compared to your camera.
Right?
You know what I mean? That you're just seeing the stark difference. Like if you got on somebody else's and they brought up like their laptop camera, you'd be like, oh my God, you look like ass. But it literally looks like you're on. You know what? It looks like you're 480p.
Yeah,
480? You know what I mean? 480i or whatever.
This is a Logitech Brio. It's an HD camera.
Yeah, something's not right.
Let's see. If I do this, does that help?
Oh yes. Oh,
that looks better.
That does look better.
I turned on. In Zoom. I clicked the HD option. There you go. Thanks, Zoom.
There you go. Thanks, Zoom.
Looks way better. Not as good as you over there, but good.
You know what's funny is we were talking the other day. Yes, we still actually talk almost every day.
Pretty much every day, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's kind of going, we can record, asshole. And I'm like, I don't know.
Actually, before we get going, today, December 23rd, 2022.
Yeah.
We actually last night, 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 23rd everywhere else because time zones. We released the third edition with new people and new and added stuff to our Spoilerverse presents a Hard Degree Christmas Carol, where our good buddy Andrew Sumner narrates and performs as Scrooge as a Christmas Carol. And as I like to point out, Johnny and I are the portly American fellows.
As we are.
But we have Evangeline Lilly's in it. Ollie Smith, David Leitch, Will Mullane, Dave Gibbons, and Michael Moorcock, who plays good old Mr. Fezziwig.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we did our third one this year. It's out and it's up on Bleeding Cool right now, which is cool.
Yep. Little changes every year done to it. The first year was just the three of us.
Yeah.
Second year, we added in Evangeline Lilly, David Gibbons, and Julie Stark.
Yep.
Who is a stage actor out of London.
Yeah, it's getting good. I mean, it's already good, but it's getting even more impressive. And someday I'll recolor the entire image for the graphic when I remember to do it. It's on my iPad right here.
I don't want to tell you what Sumner said about that.
Oh man, I'm sure he had some choice words.
He was like, should we ask John to do this coloring, or do we just plan on releasing it black and white? Then the funniest thing happened last night. John decides to go rogue. He goes, I'm going to color this. But he only colors me, him, and Sumner. Mind you, we have all these pretty famous people behind us. All in black and white. So it looks like it's like, hey, here's us. And then some kind of famous people behind us. No big deal.
Look, I didn't just color us. I just took the image from 2 years ago that I did color and just cropped it into the picture of the full drawing.
God, that's even worse.
Well, I even said to you, I was like, hey, how does this look? And you're like, looks good. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'll put it up.
Yeah.
I asked you. I was like, here's an idea. And you're like, as always, oh,
yeah, you should.
fine.
That is such almost called them Amber. Yeah, that is such Sumner bag that I it's really his decisions on that whole production.
Yeah.
But next year I'm making him re-record his parts.
Yeah,
because he's got a way better setup.
Yeah.
So you can hear the stark difference between him recording now and his recordings from then. And it's like, and I can't do anything about that when I edit it in. I tried adding a little reverb because because his other one sounds like he's in his first time. Like, I don't think he had anything in his room.
It's echoey. It's
really echoey. So I try to add some reverb to try to match it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find the setting to get it to where it even sounded close.
Yeah, no. And I will have it colored for next year. I promise. I will.
Yeah,
I will.
But that'll be fun.
I'm probably going to color it here pretty soon because I've been doing a lot of art lately, a lot more art, which has been fun.
Well, next year we'll have different people, so
Well, we'll have new people. They'll just be added in. It's the same layout. There's new people added to the drawing. So if I get all colored now, then I can just color the new people.
yeah. We just have to. I just want to re-record. There's a couple other things that we're going to ask to be re-recorded, and even have somebody else redo a couple voices that someone else did. But cool. It doesn't detract from them being on. So,
are we going to stay in it? Are we getting cut?
No, we're going to be in it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm going to re-record mine. I think I'm going to do it by myself, and then so I can do a bunch of them, and send it over to Sumner and let him critique, and then we'll do it, and then maybe you can do the same thing.
Yeah, if I can, I'm happy to redo mine.
Like, you hear Ollie Smith? He does the nephew this year.
Yeah.
Oh man, he does such an amazing job. So last year, Ollie Smith did Fezziwig, right? But he got Michael Moorcock, and if the fucking amazing author,
fucking Elric, dude.
Yeah, to do Fezziwig, and it just sounds perfect. And then Ollie Smith switched over and did the nephew, and he sounds amazing.
That's
it's
awesome.
Like, oh, that sounds really, really good.
This is gonna be like,
made me go, I don't like my performance at all, even though we only have like 2 lines.
I think I have 3 lines total, maybe, and they're all like,
yeah.
But I'll redo them again to make them for next year because I don't mind redoing them. It's fun.
Yeah, and it's nothing. And I think this time, like in June, I think I'm going to go through and add labels to everybody's performance so that we can quickly switch things out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's going to take a while, but
but once you're set up for the future, it's good.
Yeah.
So
It's weird.
What?
So Black Adam's out on HBO.
I know. I tried watching it last night.
Yeah, and it's just weird. I don't know what it is. I just don't have any desire to watch it. Like, I've seen it on there, and I'm like, oh, I should watch that. And I just don't. I'll go watch The Big Bang Theory instead, which I've seen a billion times.
You know what I think it is? I think I know what it is. I was thinking about this last night because we talked about this last night while I was watching it because I didn't want to watch. I want to watch it, but I didn't want to watch it last night. And then my son Cody came up with his fiance, and we were all going to. He said, "He put it on. We were all going to watch it." And then they left, and then about halfway through. And I purposefully didn't really watch a lot of it because I don't want to watch it right now. I got a lot of shit to do.
Yeah.
So I watched I think maybe 10 minutes worth of the first 40 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's terrible or bad or anything like that. It's just that in that 10 minutes of what I watched, I was thinking about the movie, and I was like, why am I not excited to see this? Right. I think part of it becomes from the fact that DC or Warner Brothers has screwed up so much in the last 15 years in the DC movies, and that The Rock was so hell-bent on making Black Adam a good guy, and Black Adam's not a good guy. Like, if you read the comics, he is not a superhero. He is very much a villain. And they've done some
I always thought he was a villain. I never thought of him as. I never even thought of him as an anti-hero. I know he had parts where he's kind of an anti-hero.
Yeah, but he's just he's just a villain, right?
Yeah,
and I
kind of think of him in the same vein as Lobo.
I mean, Lobo's a little more comical and stuff, but
no, but I mean his attitude about killing and doing whatever he wants.
And it just the whole thing too is and fucking Zack Snyder ruined a lot of DC movies for me.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch them because like they're so like macho and so like.
Is Black Adam though considered part of that universe?
I mean, yeah, Henry Cavill's in it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it's Henry Cavill's last. He came back for a cameo in the movie at the end.
Oh, that's weird. Is that why people thought? Is that why?
So he came back because he came into Black Adam. Warner Bros. Had him announced he was back for Man of Steel 2 and more stuff. And then him and James Gunn talked, and James Gunn fired him.
Man. And now they've already moved on The Witcher with the other Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, and The Rock has announced that they're not doing a Black Adam 2, or he's not
anytime soon.
Adam. Yeah, anytime soon is Black Adam, which is fine.
I still contend that The Rock is the wrong person to be Black Adam, anyways, in its own movie. He can be in the movie, but I think you need for superheroes. I feel like unless you grow into the role, like Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans and all those guys, they were known, but they weren't like household names.
They weren't super celebrities, right?
Yeah, they weren't super celebrities like they are today. And I think that, like Christopher Reeve, when he became Superman,
it's the same thing when they cast Ben Affleck as Batman. Who Ben Affleck is great, but he's too big of a character. You don't see Batman, you see Ben Affleck. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And the thing is with the Black Adam, the Snyderverse was done. Yeah, this came out after the whole thing had already imploded. So it's like you guys are like 5 years too late, right? Well, and Black Adam took like the rumors started in 2007 for Black Adam, and then 2014 The Rock announced that he was going to do Black Adam. So it took 7 years from the rumors of them talking about it to him actually announcing it. Because the rumors were, is he going to play Shazam? Is he going to play Black Adam? Is he going to play somebody else? And then from 2014 to 2022, this movie sat in production at some stages. Like, that's a long time for them to be making a movie. Yeah, and so much changed. Like, well, in 2014, there was one Superman movie. Nothing else. There was no Snyder. The Snyderverse was one movie at that time. Right. But they announced like 2 Justice League movies, all this other stuff, and then they waited until after the Snyderverse was, dead and gone, like in the dust, and then they released this movie. And like, I was excited for like the Justice Society, right? But then they don't even use a lot of the good characters from the Justice Society. You've got Dr. Fate, which is awesome. You've got Hawkman, which is awesome. And you got Cyclone and Atom Smasher, which are cool characters in their own right. But the Justice Society has like Hourman, the original Sandman, Jay Garrick Flash, Alan Scott Green Lantern. You actually have Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman in there as well, but they're not going to use them in the movies. But you have all these great characters in Hourman, and they use Atom Smasher and Cyclone and Hawkman and Dr. Fate. It's like, oh, Dr. Fate's in it? Yeah, Pierce Bronson plays Dr. Fate. Oh, that's kind of cool. It is cool, and he does a great. From what I saw, he does a great job. And I'm surprised they didn't go with the 2014 rendition of Dr. Fate with the Muslim kid. Yeah, no, they went the old route. Yeah, but like, and I like the guy playing Atom Smasher, who I can't remember his name, but he was on the Fosters. He's been in a lot of stuff that I liked. He does a really good job in the scenes that I saw. I mean, I only saw like 10-20 minutes of it. And the girl playing Cyclone was fine. And they're fine characters, but you would think that they're going to have the Justice Society, and they're going to have 2 of the lesser known members of the society. They'd have a couple of the other ones at least mentioned, and maybe they do. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole movie. Like I said, I'm kind of talking shit about it. I mean, I've only seen eventually I'll watch it, and maybe I'll like it. I don't know. I'm not as harsh on the DCEU like you and like a lot of people. To me. But I don't have the same emotional attachment to like Superman. I did think in Man of Steel they got it wrong. I mean, how do you not have Superman save his dad from a tornado? I'm sorry, which is weird to think that a tornado, this natural disaster, is nothing for Superman. Something he could easily stop his dad from dying in. Yeah, and it was like I think that was a bad decision. But other than that, I enjoyed Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought Cavill was great. What's her name that plays Lois Lane did a great job. Amy Adams, yeah. And again, Henry Cavill, kind of known, but not the stratosphere that he is. You know what I mean? Yeah. And perfect casting for Superman. But now they can give it to somebody else, and they can start doing things. And Henry Cavill can do whatever he wants. I mean, they want to. I think honestly, what screwed Cavill from continuing it is not that he himself is too old for the role. Well, I think the reason why James Gunn did it is because James Gunn wants a younger Superman to build a universe out of, which is what
he wants to do. Like, I think he wants to start like year one kind of stuff.
Right, which is what Man of Steel was, but then they jumped from year one to Death of Superman. Like,
yeah,
Snyder screwed it up because he rushed things way too fast. Like, you can't go from year one Superman to Death of Superman, then to Justice League. Like, I was trying to explain this to somebody earlier recently, and it's like the Death of Superman in the movies versus the Death of Superman in the comics, and even in the cartoon ones they did.
Yeah.
In the comics and the cartoon, the death has meaning to everybody in the DC universe. Every single superhero, every single villain, and every single non-powered person, regular person. In the movie, it has importance to Batman. In the movie, Superman's death, Superman is literally a woman in a refrigerator for Batman. He only dies to move Batman's character forward. That's it. That is it. Because you think about it, what happened after Superman's death? Batman got a conscience and made the Justice League to be a better place, to be a better person.
Right.
That's it. His death meant nothing to anybody else, And it's just, I think that's the point I always try to talk about when I talk to like other people about the Snyderverse. Is like, when you rush things that fast to get to this story that could be an amazing story, you miss the importance of what that story means.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately,
by contrast,
that's what stopped Cavill from going forward, is because when you've already done the beginning, the death, and the Justice League, what else is there for you to do? You've done the gamut of the character besides having kids now. Like, you've done all the stuff pre Jonathan Kent.
You can do Flashpoint,
but that's not a Superman story. It's a Flash story, right? And it would reset. It would reset
for
him.
Superman.
Sure. Yeah.
Can't
like,
you
do Jonathan Kent?
All-Star?
Yeah, I mean, you could do some stories, but you've already done his whole entire lifespan pretty much from start to finish. The next big thing after death of
Kingdom.
Well, you could do Kingdom Come, but you could do Kingdom Come, or you could do Jonathan Kent, his son. Both of which are not his stories; they're stories with other people in the universe. Like, Kingdom Come is not a Superman,
which actually wouldn't be bad with Henry Cavill.
No, it wouldn't.
He's old enough that you could do that stately Superman that is more of the general, so to speak. You know what I mean?
I mean, I love Cavill. I think Cavill was a great Superman. I think he was an amazing actor, an amazing physique, and loved the character so much. But
he did a good American accent.
Yeah, he just wasn't given good movies. He wasn't given good content to make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I got excited just because I got to see these larger than life characters in a movie setting that was beautifully shot.
That's exciting.
They're
sure.
pretty, but
they're super pretty. But the stories are shit. Like, it's fun. It's fun to see Superman and Batman fight on the screen for 8 minutes in a movie called Batman vs Superman. That's fun.
Right.
I mean, in a 2.5 hour movie, watch them fight for 8 minutes. That's wonderful.
The thing is with that one is I don't understand. If you're going to do that, you should just be doing Frank Miller's The Dark Knight. Why not just do that movie? Why not do it in 2 sets? You know what I mean? Do the first 2 books and the last 2 books. Why put it in a Superman thing? Because it made it like in Frank Miller's, and I know you're not a big fan of that story really because you don't like the way it portrays Superman. Because Frank Miller's not a big Superman fan.
I like the story for what it is.
Yeah, but it makes sense the way he makes, because he makes Superman like this American, and at the time it made a lot of sense because like in the 80s, especially in, like the 70s and the 80s, Superman was universal with, was completely entwined with the American culture, right? It was freedom in the American way, and Superman was a big part of that. And I think, and there's still like older generations, especially like my age and older, I think still have gone away from that of him being this American icon, which makes sense because they're trying to make him more of an icon globally and that he's just for truth and justice. But his tagline forever was truth, justice, and the American way.
Oh yeah.
And they've taken off the American way, and that's pissed off a lot of people. But I don't know, man. I think it's. I thought Snyder did okay. I mean, he did better than I would have done.
Yeah, but so would Uwe Boll.
I'm excited for James Gunn because I think James Gunn's going to make it to where I'm really gonna love it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying I didn't have the same like problems with it as you did, or as with a lot of people did with it.
I mean, if you watch those movies for popcorn flicks, action, pretty
that's all I watched before.
Yeah, it's fine. But if you watch it for any resemblance of a plot, it's garbage.
Yeah, well,
like it's garbage. Like, no, if it's like when I say when you watch Wonder Woman 84 the first time, you watch it through. Oh, this is a fun movie. But if you take a second to literally think about anything that happens in that movie at all, it's creepy, it's wrong, and it's bad.
Yeah, like I thought they did a disservice to Kristen Wiig, who got in. First, she worked her ass off to get into amazing shape.
Yeah,
and then I thought her scene she did wonderful in. I think.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, and they just kind of, and I don't think she's coming. I don't think Gal Gadot is coming back as Wonder Woman, right?
Nope, she was let go.
She's done. Cavill's done. I'm excited for what James Gunn's going to do.
So essentially, what James Gunn said is, they're basically no one's coming back.
Yeah. So are they shelving the Flash movie?
Warner Bros. Is not going to shelve the movie they spent hundreds of millions of dollars on. They're dumb. But
they shelved Batwoman. They shelved Batgirl.
That was only 90 million. It wasn't 300 million.
I know, but still, I mean, that guy is.
They should shelf the Flash. They really should.
That guy is just like crazy, right?
Yeah, he's probably going to go to jail.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But yeah, it's Warner Brothers should shelf the Flash movie and let James Gunn start over, replace everybody, and just start from fresh. You can always bring him back in cameos for like Flashpoint stuff or like
multiverse
stuff. But like, if you want to make it successful, you need to get, and that includes, John Cena, that includes Margot Robbie, that includes all the characters we love that have just come out. I mean, you can't really.
Is he going to keep those people though? Because he kind of kept it. It was the same, but it was still separate enough that where if you just want to say that's a different universe and Harley Quinn looks like Harley Quinn, then you can do that.
You could, except for the only thing is like every one of those characters is one separated movie away from a shit movie.
Yeah,
and
but with James Gunn, you could steer that.
He could.
I mean, because John Cena's Peacemaker is so goddamn good.
Oh, I know.
And he plays them so well. And that series was so good and everything. And I can't see James Gunn abandoning that.
Well, there's a season 2 coming out, so I can't imagine why. But it's gonna have to spin it somehow to where like either they're not part of this big universe or they are, but they're not connected to the old Snyder stuff.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's got to be a breakaway from the old DCEU and the Snyder stuff. It's got to be done.
His Suicide Squad was so good. His Peacemaker was so good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited to see what he does because, I mean, James Gunn knows how to do squads.
Yeah.
He
does a good job with them.
Good job. And the only thing that kind of bums me out is now that he's doing this. Yeah. One, he's not going to be doing as much Marvel stuff, which he did excellent stuff on Marvel.
He's done with Marvel.
And then I heard there was something else that he was doing for them.
For Marvel?
Yeah.
No, well, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is his last Marvel thing.
Maybe that's what I'm just thinking of. And then, but is the one that he just produced with his brother?
I don't know.
Where the kid is evil and he's got Superman-like powers. What's the name of that?
I don't remember.
Oh my God.
Birthright?
No. That's a comic book.
No, I think it's Birth something.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I can't. It's going to drive me nuts. James Gunn anti-Superman movie. Brightburn.
I had part of it right.
Yeah, you had a B.
I had a B.
Brightburn. I loved that movie, which is funny because I couldn't remember the name of it, but I did love that movie. I watched it quite a few times.
Yeah,
and it was like, dude. So you open up this whole thing, and then they did that whole thing at the end with a montage of all these different type of villains that had coming out, and I felt like it was all anti. Like Brightburn was the anti-Superman, and then they had like anti like Wonder Woman chick, and then they had all these different like opposites.
Yeah,
of all these DC characters, And I don't know if it was DC, just opposites of superheroes, I should say.
Yeah, and it's funny that he gets hired to do DC.
Yeah, and he gets hired to do DC, and I'm just, does that mean that we're not going to get any of those other ones that were kind of teased?
Oh, I don't think anything was going to come out of Brightburn after that.
No, I thought they had a whole plan for Brightburn. Like they had no idea. Like those were all characters that they're introducing because their movies were coming out about them.
Oh, I don't know. I actually have never seen it, and
You've never seen Brightburn?
No.
Oh, you should watch it.
And I don't think it did very well in the box office either.
No, but it did really well once it released on the streaming.
Oh, did it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'll watch it.
And it got really good reviews. I'm sure there's some that didn't like it because there's some over the top gore, but it's good, dude. I think it's really good. I mean, it was because it feels, it felt more realistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's fun. I don't always want realistic in my superhero movies though.
It's not a superhero movie.
Or a supervillain movie. Or a super person movie.
Dude, this is an alien that comes down to Earth that is in a pod just like Superman. And then this family, this couple raises him. But, when his powers start to come in set, he starts to realize everybody else is just kind of ants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think Superman's a special person that can be like, I'm going to do good. I'm going to be this person. But I think there's a lot of people, I'm just going to say people, that would be the exact opposite. Realize you're unbeatable and nothing can happen. And you know what I mean?
But you're also putting human morals and ideas on an alien life form that's not going to. It might not have those.
Yeah. It's interesting, and if you think about it from that perspective when you're watching it, you're like, oh, I could totally see it going this way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so because like a 13-year-old, how impetulant are you? I know at 13, I was a piece of shit. I was argumentative. I was super stubborn. I mean, like beyond like ridiculous.
Yeah,
And it just got worse until I was probably 20, 21. Then it started calming down, I
mean, you're still argumentative. You still try to make points and make me mad all the time.
Yeah, well, I like to push these.
Yeah, you do.
Well, shoot, man. It's a quick one today.
We need to do more of these.
Little afternoon
delight.
Are you going to put this out today? Are you going to
today or tomorrow? Yeah, I'll try to do today.
Recording.
Yeah,
I think today is better because tomorrow is a weekend.
Oh yeah,
or wait till Monday.
Yeah, it'll be out soon.
Try to do it today, just because of the Christmas Carol talk.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for this.
Thank you.
Shortened podcast today. To come in and say hello, miss you guys. All the fun stuff. If you're listening to us, and I don't know, do people just find podcasts?
I don't know anymore.
I don't know. I don't know how that works anymore. Isn't that weird?
Tell your friends we're the best podcast out there.
Yeah, we're the super podcast. Yeah. And then if you're on YouTube and you're watching us, please subscribe, notify.
Spaghetti. And we're back.
That's right. We are back. Back in the saddle again. Well, I hope you guys really, really enjoyed that as much as we did making it for you. And if you liked what you heard and you want to hear more, you got to go check out spoilerverse.com, because at spoilerverse.com, we have a plethora, amazing directors and artists of all walks of life, and editors and writers. And oh my God, are you a lover of comic books like we are? Then there's so many amazing people from the comic book world over at spoilerverse.com. And I highly implore you to go there and check it out.
Yeah, and while you're there, you can check out all the other podcasts on our network, like Bridges and Geekdoms and Funny Book Forensics and Haphazard Adventures and Nerds from the Crypt and so many more.
Misery
we put out
Point
episodes
Radio.
all the time. Go check all of them out. And check out all of the reviews and previews and articles we have going up every single day for you. Every day on spoilerverse.com for you to check out, to read, and to love, and to like, and to comment. We have a store link. You want to help support the site? You can do it two ways. One, go to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/spoilercountry. Or go to our store link in the middle of the site there and get a t-shirt, a face mask, a hoodie, something, look fly as hell, and help support the site when you do that, because we get $1 or $2. And, maybe you want to talk to us. If you do, you can do it obviously on all the socials, but if you go to scpod.us/Discord, you can join our public Discord server and come chat with us all day long.
I couldn't say it better myself, dude.
There you go.
You just mouthed out a ton of information at once, and really, I hope you guys enjoy what you're hearing because we're working our butts off to bring it to you.
We are.
I guess there's only one left thing. One left thing? Yeah, I'm going to go with it. There's only one left thing left to do.
What's that?
In an oceans of podcasts,
We are Cthulhu.
as Cthulhu compels you to
Open the mind.
and read more.